In this video, you are about to discover the automation features, and all you need to do in order to navigate to the automation tab is go to this little cogwheel right there, click on it and click on dashboard. This redirects you to the dashboard of your page, and right here on the left side of this page, you can actually see a magical wand, and as I hover over it, you can already see that the word automation is revealed. So let's click on it. This reveals a couple of options, namely flows, AI triggers, main menu, custom fields, global fields, tags, integrations, and personas. Now, the automation tab is basically the section that allows you to build your chatbot. This is where you build out your flows, strings of messages, set up your tags, custom fields, global fields, and more. So it's a very, very important section. Basically, it's the beating heart of your chatbot. So without further ado, let's just navigate quickly over each and every option. I'm not going to go in great detail because there are other articles on this platform that allow you to do a deeper dive in all the other features. With that said, let's just dive in with flows. So let's click on flows right here. As you can see, I've already created two flows, welcome message and the default reply. So let's create a new one for this demo. Let's say demo flow. And as you can see, I can specify the name and I can already specify the type of flow. Is this going to be a promotional flow? Meaning, will this flow have any promotional content? Then I need to select the promotional type. However, I can also choose for a non-promotional flow and a one-time notification. Right now, I'm going to create a promotional flow. Let's click on confirm. And again, this is for demonstration purposes only. As I navigate to this page, you can actually see that there is a pop-up asking me if I want to build a flow from scratch or import a flow. You can actually import flows that you have previously created on this page. However, if you have added more pages under your account on account level, any flows you added to those pages will also show in that specific dropdown. This means that you can simply import flows from other pages on the page you're currently editing, which is a very neat and smart way to get things done fast. However, for this demo, we are going to go with building one from scratch. I'm going to click on that right here. And this is the Flow Composer. Very, very easy to use. It actually consists out of two parts, which is basically the left part right here, which contains all the message types, button actions, ask for cards, action cards, integration cards. Then right here on the right, we have a white canvas, and all we need to do is basically click and hold, then drag and drop the card onto the canvas. And that's all there is to it. And if I want to create a sequence of messages, I can. And we can actually zoom out right there. Very, very easy stuff. And this is how you basically whip together a flow very fast. And obviously you want to add those or connect those cards together. And all you need to do is basically, let me just zoom in right here. All you need to do is click once on the next connector. That's this thing right here, which actually magnifies a little bit as I hover over it as well. Then if I click on it, a dotted line appears. All I need to do in order for me to connect it to another card is hover over the card I want to connect it to and simply click on it. So it can be anywhere. There we go. And pops open the delay settings. Now this happens for each and every link or connection you actually make. So you can decide if you want to have it sent immediately or add a clever delay or like a typing indicator. Let's say like 3 seconds or something. This actually shows the typing indicator that someone is typing the message in Messenger. Basically giving you that human vibe that someone is actually typing that message, which is pretty cool. Let's save it right now. As you can see, it's actually connected right here, and I can slide it right here or put it right there. And you can actually see that it's remains connected, which is pretty cool. I can do the same thing right here to this card. Pretty amazing stuff. And all I need to do in order to unlink it, I can actually click on the link. This pops open the delay settings again, and I can click on delete. It will delete the entire link. Now we have multiple things, multiple cards. For example, you have the text card, the image card, the audio card, the video card. Obviously, these speak for themselves. You can even send a file or set up a carousel message and a ton more stuff. Now again, I will go into greater detail into this documentation on other pages, so that's not done in this video. However, I do want to take this chance in order to basically educate you on this thing and on how to actually set up a card. So we have this text card right here, and you obviously want to change the text, the default text. All you need to do is basically right here we have the cogwheel, and if I click on it, it actually opens up the settings for this specific card, and I can actually set up this specific message. Right, I can give it a title, which is only visible to you. And I can actually specify the message right here. I can work with array variables, and I can use personalization tags like first name, last name, full name, page name, profile picture, gender, tags. I can also use any of the custom fields I created, or use any of the global fields as well, which is pretty neat. And of course, I can use emoji by clicking on this and click on that emoji, for instance, and it adds an emoji right there, which is pretty awesome. We can see how it looks on a subscriber's phone by looking at the preview right here. And if I want to specify the settings that actually trigger this message, I can do so right here. So I can set up keywords, positive keywords and negative keywords. I can see the m.me link right here. And this works with parameters as well, which is a pretty cool feature. It has a sponsored message payload and an API action JSON, which is pretty neat as well. Now, I can see that this might be a little bit daunting. This is more for advanced people and people that actually want to use Clever Messenger and Messenger in conjunction with Facebook Messenger ads. This is the section you actually want to use. And if you are a developer or a bit more technical, you actually know what this means. This actually means in a nutshell that you can send messages programmatically with the Clever Messenger API as well, which is awesome. And we got click to messenger ads here as well. And this is a piece of code you can actually use in your Facebook Ads Manager, allowing you to send out this specific message to anyone that clicks on your messenger ad, which is pretty neat. And this actually works in conjunction with one of the capture features, which should have a video right now as well, with the JSON generator, but more on that in the capture video. Let's see what else we actually got. Flows is actually a pretty big thing right here inside Clever Messenger. Again, it's the beating heart, and as you can see, everything is actually color coded. So we color coded every message type blue. So this is for sending an image to a subscriber, for example, or an audio file. You can see that these headers right here are marked blue. However, if we have button actions, let's say that we want to add a button to this specific message. Let's go to the settings tab, and let's say that we want to add 2 buttons. So let's add 2 buttons to the mix. You can see that the preview is already updated, and let's add a quick reply there as well. And let me just save this right here, and you can actually see that this card has now been updated. So let me just go right here. And we have the button, 2 buttons actually, and a quick reply. Now, you can actually tie any button to a message as well. So this means that if a person is going to click on that button inside Messenger or that quick reply, it will actually trigger the message it is attached to, right? So that's super simple to set up. Let me just delete those right now. But you can actually also allow people to open up a URL, perhaps your website, or call your the phone number you are putting in right here and get them on a call directly. Or add WhatsApp, basically set up a pre-made message that opens up WhatsApp and they are going to send you a message on WhatsApp. Pretty neat stuff. And you can actually tie those buttons to these things right here. And the button actions cards, they can only be attached to a actual button in the card. I hope that makes sense. So you cannot actually add a quick reply to a button action. As you can see, that will give you a slight error. Phone and share cards can only be linked with a button. And everything is foolproof, as you can see right here. So if you're trying to do something that is not possible on the Messenger side of things, we obviously do not allow you to do so right here as well. And if if you try to do so, you actually get notified by of what we call toaster messages, and these messages will help you identify what you're trying to do is wrong. Moving on right here, we do have ask for cards. You can ask for any user input, for example, any other information. This will get stored in a user field or a custom field, if you will. You can even ask for an email address or a phone number. And what's great is that if a person already set up their details inside Facebook, there is a 99% chance that the quick replies are populated with their email address or phone number already, making it very, very easy for people to leave their email address and phone number with you. Then moving on right here, we have a go to flow card, which allows you to connect this specific flow to another flow you created. We have perform action, which opens up a whole Pandora's box of possibilities as well, where you can actually select multiple actions right here. So for example, you can add a tag, a custom field, set a global field value, pause the entire chatbot, remove a tag, subscribe to the bot, unsubscribe, notify someone via Messenger, or for example, send subscriber data, which is in line with the GDPR laws in Europe. Very, very interesting stuff. And of course, we have the latest additions, changing a flow type or changing the persona. And what that means, you can actually read in the other documentation. Right now, let's move on. We have a webhook card, which is more for the techie people under us. We have an A/B split card, a random path card, allowing you to do split tests or set up random paths in your chatbot, which is also very cool. And we have a condition card, which works in conjunction with a segment you create under the audience tab. So for example, this condition card can be used to check if a subscriber meets specific criteria. So if it's in a certain segment you have created, if it's true, then you can basically point them to another path like this. And if it's false, you can actually point them to another path like so. Now, moving on right here, and as you can see, I've added a bunch of cards already, and you see how cool this actually looks, guys. It's pretty awesome. Now, right here, we have all the integration cards right now, as of recording this video. We're actually adding more and more integration each and every week, which is pretty neat as well. And yeah, these are the current third-party tools we natively integrate with already. Now that's a pretty quick overview of how the Flow Composer and how flows work. If you need a little bit more information, be sure to click on those eye icons, which are scattered throughout the entire app. For example, if I go to dashboard right here and I click on this thing right here, it actually opens up a little thing, and it takes you through the entire page and showcasing you what each and every element means. And we do this for flows as well. Now, with that said, I'm moving on. We got a couple of more things to go. For example, let me just go into the demo flow real quick and create a trigger keyword. Now, if you're wondering why I lost all progress, is because I never actually clicked this save button. Right now, that was on purpose so that I can start with a fresh sheet right here. Let's open up the card, go to triggers tab, and let's say hello. Enter hi. So these are the trigger keywords. So if a subscriber actually puts in any of those words into Messenger, we reply back with this specific card, which is cool. So let me just save it for once this time and navigate right here to the AI triggers tab. It's basically a big library containing all the trigger keywords. And as you can see right here, we added a new rule, and it says message contains hello or hi or hey, and the reply will be text card number 1. Pretty cool stuff. And if you want to pause this, you can actually do so as well. You can actually click on that, and now if a person sends hi or hello, it will never send out that message. However, you can activate it again as well. Awesome stuff, right? So this table right here will hold all your AI triggers. So moving on, this is the main menu, and I've quickly set up one from a template. So this is for all languages. You can actually set up multiple menus for each and every language. So if you, for example, have Spanish, French, German subscribers, and you would like to cater a main menu in their language, you can actually do so by setting up a different menu in their language, which is pretty cool. Edit right here. You can see that we have set up the menu like so. You can see the preview, how it actually works. And do know that Facebook Facebook lately did make some changes, and they're pushing some changes as well, which needs us to reflect on our current setup. So this page might actually change a little bit over time, but it will more or less serve the same purpose. You can actually choose to disable the entire user input so that people only can use buttons or the main menu, and you can choose to disable the menu in the customer chat widget. Right here you can actually set up those main menus. It's pretty easy to actually use. You can actually drag and drop, as you can see right here, and change everything accordingly. You can change things right here, make it a submenu item, which is also pretty cool. It's very, very easy to do. And right here under the cogwheel, you can actually specify if you want to connect it to a URL, a submenu, or have it trigger a message. Pretty cool stuff. Menus are something you should definitely add to your chatbot as they help with navigating. Moving on, right here, we have custom fields and global fields. Custom fields are actually fields that allow you to store user data, or user input rather. For example, if a person types or taps a quick reply with an email address, you need to capture it with a custom field. And that custom field can actually be repurposed throughout the entire chatbot in Clever Messenger. It'd be reporting back that value to the same subscriber, or sending that value, in this case their email address, to a third-party application. For example, your autoresponder or your CRM. Very, very cool stuff, and you need these custom fields in order to collect data and in order to move that data from this place to another place. I hope that makes sense. And global fields are a similar thing. However, these are more specific to your chatbot. You can basically set up some global fields right here which contain global values that apply to your chatbot. For example, a Wi-Fi password and a Wi-Fi name. Let's say that you are the owner of a coffee company, a coffee shop, and you want to generate Messenger subscribers. And by scanning the QR code, they actually get redirected to Messenger, which in turn shoots out the Wi-Fi name and password. Now, let's say that you want to change the Wi-Fi password because it got leaked somehow. You can do so right here, and you do not have to go into the entire flow and search for that specific value. It works also in a different way. Let's say that you have a company with a certain address and you have multiple flows mentioning your address. Then it might be better to actually use a global field so that once your address changes, you don't have to go into each and every flow to change each and every address. Now you just change it right here and it gets updated and reflected throughout the entire chatbot, which is a pretty smart way of doing things. Right, so moving on, right here we have tags, and tags actually allow you to track the behavior of your subscriber. And I've already created a tag right here, like action click button, so I can exactly know if that subscriber clicked a button or a certain button, and if that's the case, I would need to be a little bit more specific on which button they actually clicked. I can actually set up a event kind of tag, basically tag them if they have seen a certain message, and I can use those tags and custom fields and global fields, by the way, as well in my segmentations as well, so I can really fine-tune my message to that certain group of people that, for instance, only have this tag or have a combination of those tags together. Tags allow you to differentiate between subscribers and so much more. So you can read more about custom fields, global fields, and tags in the rest of the documentation right here where you are watching this video. Moving on, we have integrations, and we do have a entire overview video about integrations, but this is the integrations manager, and this is where you actually add your integrations on a page level. And all you need to do is basically clicking on create new right there, select the integration you would like to add right there from the drop down, and obviously we will have more in time, and then follow the steps in order to integrate. And then you can use the flow composer, for example, to drag yourself a powerful automation, right? So let's say that this is a text card welcoming them, and we are asking for their email address thereafter. And we want to send the email address to our autoresponder. We simply go to autoresponder section right here and add on a valid email to that active campaign card, which is our autoresponder in this case. Yeah. So with just 3 cards, you welcome them you ask for their email and you have already sent it over to ActiveCampaign or your autoresponder, and you generated a email lead as well, which is pretty neat, right? So moving on right here, that's the integrations tab. And again, I do have a overview video about integrations as well as multiple articles in this documentation about integrations as well, if you would like to learn more about integrations. Then finally, but certainly not least, is personas. And personas is a very easy, neat and cool feature. And this is actually where you can create a specific persona for your chatbot. I've already went ahead and created one of myself. Yeah, that's me sipping or licking a popsicle. And I specified my name right here. And right now I can actually use this persona, for example, in live chat. So if I go to live chat right here, I can actually switch to this persona right here. And now the messages I type right here in the chat box will actually show my name like this, Stefan from Clever Messenger, and people directly know that they are chatting with me and not just the page. As well as you are able to actually automate this and use a action card. Let's open that up right here. Let's say perform action. And you can do this cross flows as well. So you don't have to create a persona from yourself per se. You can create a fictive persona. You can create other kinds of personas that actually represent your support agents, that they can use it and log in through the team feature we got going on inside Clever Messenger as well. And right here we can actually select change persona and select the persona from the drop down and then continue our automated messages. Now at this point, any messages sent by the chatbot are sent under the Stefan persona. So you can really be creative right here and basically simulate some sort of question between, for example, support agents, and really be as creative as you can actually be with this option. Again, we are the only one allowing you to do this, and our competitors don't give you this option. And with that said, that's actually the automation stuff in a nutshell. So we got flows, AI triggers, main menu, custom fields, global fields, tags, integrations, and personas. And this video should give you a grand overview of the entire automation tab.